ladies, this is Jessie Heredia here, the voice behind Soul Care for the New Mom. I just want to thank you guys for listening and to also mention a few things that are good to know. First, if you haven't already checked it out, this podcast is accompanied by Soul Care for the New Mom blog that can be found at soulcareforthenewmom.com. These blog posts are similar to the podcast in that they're sneak peeks into my personal journey of early motherhood with gospel truth reminders and encouragement for other new mamas out there. For updates on new blog posts and new podcast episodes, you can also now follow Soul Care for the New Mom on Instagram. I'll be posting when new content comes out, as well as sharing sneak previews so that you can get a taste of what each episode is all about. Instagram is also a great place for us to engage in a conversation with each other, because I would love to know more about my readers and listeners, and also hear your ideas of what sort of episodes you would like to hear. I will tell you that right now I'm working on an episode about struggles with breastfeeding, and I've also been playing around with the idea of a blog post or episode about the hardships and difficulties that marriages face during this season of early motherhood. So you guys can look forward to those when they come out. Now, if you've been listening to this podcast and like what you've been hearing, it would really mean the world to me if you would rate and review it in iTunes. Besides sharing this podcast with other moms, this is the best way to get the word out about Soul Care for the New Mom. As it gets more ratings and reviews, iTunes recommends it more, which makes it easier for other moms to find, and also helps me to know what I'm doing well, what I can work on, and how people are responding to the episodes. So after this episode ends, please write a review and let me know what you think. Before I sign off here, I do have one very exciting announcement, which some of you have already seen if you're following my personal Instagram account at Jessie Heredia. Around the same time I launched Soul Care for the New Mom, I found out that we are actually expecting our second baby this upcoming spring. So if my episodes don't talk as much right now about those very early days of having a newborn, I promise there will be plenty of fresh content to look forward to as I begin that season over again. You also get to hear some of what it's like to have 2 under 2, which I predict will be very interesting and wild. You know, when I first began to have a vision for this ministry, I had prayed and hoped that God would allow our family to continue growing and use it as a way to bring Him glory and encourage women around me. I firmly believe that the Lord has a passion for seeing mamas with little ones band together and learn how to lead and love well through all the chaos and change. And that's exactly what I'm believing Him for in regards to how my family is growing and how these experiences create and fuel soul care for the new mom. I'm trusting that He will use me as He sees fit while I'm in the thick of new motherhood with you ladies, and that there will be a community of encouragement, support, and love built between us over time as we go through this season of life together. Thank you so much for listening and for supporting Soul Care. I'm looking forward to hearing from you either in a review on iTunes or in a comment on Instagram. I definitely want to get to know the lovely ladies who are on this journey of early motherhood with me. One last thing, you are doing an amazing job, Mama. The Lord is proud of the work you are doing, and He has great plans for you. Keep on caring for those little ones. He'll make sure you're cared for too.